Welcome back to Make Way for Cat. And where we last left off, I was just about to check behind the curtain. Okay. Let's do
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust.
doing it.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries,
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
This is about the curse. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there. Okay. But I sense this place calling for me. Ask about the curse.
It's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
What are you hiding?
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through.
Talking is always good. Ghosts, the curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang
This
before
time
you.
for real. Alright, let me talk to her first. Wow, they just give you every opportunity to not open them.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
Huh.
She's so
Sounds
tense,
very
it's
voodoo.
a miracle she hasn't snapped in half yet.
It's just for decoration. Okay, fine. It's just because this place is cursed, just like everyone said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Ruined what? I already knew about the curse.
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains.
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
I'm afraid of no ghosts.
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Big
Wow.
race.
Void raves. You have new words.
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough. Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet. Blessed by desert pygmy shamans with a spell of compulsion, it's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
Yeah,
Most
let's
certainly
investigate.
not. I don't
Oh,
want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
yes. Okay. Ready to- I got a while to go. Okay, let's explore this side. Why do I have that around my head? Roundabout north. Cape Side Apartments. Martinez Pier. It is down all the way. Broken window. Tibbs has windows. Okay. Had a bag in your hand. Perhaps you could collect these bottles and sell them. Okay. Bag. Oh, hold on. Hear the distant squalls of seabirds. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ladder of bullet holes lines the wall. Not surprising for this place. I can't go any further. Oh, I have a bag. Oh, stairs. Come on. Do I need to equip it? Tools. Bag. Held. Here we go. Take all. They just two? Okay. Nothing that way. Oh, bird. Okay. Bird doesn't give a fuck.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Huh. Why am I looking at this wall? I think I'm pretty good with conceptualization. That's really low. I'll try it later. A girl up there? Did she spill the paint? Oh, there she is.
The streets will flow red once more, a great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Start with your blood
Go
type.
where? Accosting a minor?
Listen to your partner, pigman. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
A brush, An artist? The red splatter is urban expressionism.
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
She nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features.
That Ozon whore. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershaw. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Okay.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozon. Can't you tell? I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti-o? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff. Like pigs. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cards. And my name's not Mona, so... Yeah? Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me. Now...
She means the opposite.
Uh-huh.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got...
Okay. Yeah. What door?
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked. The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no...
Yeah, I'll check it in a minute. I want to talk to this lady. So be wacky, huh? This is worth more than you'll ever earn in all your life.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia, the police. Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Oh,
Relax.
burn!
She meant it in jest.
Beaton, my maiden name.
Shake her hand, don't shake her.
I'm
Shake her.
glad to see you here.
Like steel, there is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic. It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How
Oh.
interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it? Look at that lady. Take a gander. Why, yes, tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
Ah. Heck. I mean, I am all about eat the rich, but let's see. I'm ashamed. There's this feeling I've never felt it before. I go the feminism route. Do I go...
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of
Oh.
assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Okay.
Why, yes I am. The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business. My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Fas Alamer island groups are archipelagos, while La Caillou, by contrast, is a single fertile landmass, the 4th largest island in the world. It is not an archipelago.
Okay, if you want to get technical.
I
The
do.
point is, we're all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another, especially when you're in a hurry to resolve a strike. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in a greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Yes, I
You
do.
have the guns and the ammo. Take this Clausen fiend down.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator?
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here. As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Fire back quick. Go for it.
Your synapses flesh.
Yes. Funny. Fuck. Right pick. Funny, I don't see any other eels around here.
You mean eel's hips. But point taken. I am a bourgeois woman, and this is my fast, light, interminably bourgeois boat.
Yes.
Good. Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh, yeah. Measurehead, I think his name was.
Oh, so you've met him. Has he beguiled you with his inane theory?
My colleague has his peculiarities. Let's not go into this.
Of course. To each their own? Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
What happened?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it?
Huh.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not
Keep
cool.
in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him. There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Wow.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
Long live the workers. That is still ridiculous.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again.
Okay.
And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
Okay. I don't know if I remember meeting him though.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union
Don't let her answer it herself.
Let's call them strike break.
If these strikebreakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
Oh, heavens no. We get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Yes,
Everard and
Edgar
Edgar.
looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is... Indeed, and a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever.
Her daughter.
End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence, Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name, and I don't have access to the union's files. Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? This reality.
Yes, reality is yours. An experimental side case.
No.
How truly curious.
Here we go.
A sort of philosopher detective.
Are they now?
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right, we're in. I know these all look
Oof.
good, but begin with the first, okay?
I know these all look good, but begin with the first. Okay. Where are
We're
we?
in Martinez, baby. Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year. I'm not a good ambassador. This place used to be a province. A workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean. Yes, we're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities.
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary. Revachol? Revachol is what you call the great kind. History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed. In the DeLorean century. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of... We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
Okay. So we're in an unimportant part of an important place.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about...
A collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor, light reflecting off their glass windows.
22 kilometers from the center of the world.
Nice.
That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it. She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly. This is one
Derealization.
thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember...
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
Yeah.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Thanks.
Indeed. I'm always
Oh,
at your service.
I think I got the, What is this? Spread your hand. I'll ask these
Glad
questions
to have
later.
been of assistance. Of course, detective.
Okay, whoa.
Wow, You work hard.
I do.
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like a horse. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. That's just what it's like. Life and death.
Confidence.
But you got
Confidence.
bills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring it.
Okay.
Ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter. You didn't log that in as a donation either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider. Sure. And has it been easy? Are you rich?
No.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
I don't know. Why am I so poor? The drinking, probably?
Because of the taxes. G-Man's got his jam covered. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate? That is Revachol. You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax.
Okay.
98% of all your money.
That's not possible. Guess I'm a free market fundament. No. Free market fundamentalist now. I guess I'm in.
Hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street.
Oh, goodness.
Hey. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Get the fuck out of here. No. Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again.
That's okay.
You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too? Good. We need tender men like you building gargantuan commune.
I'm out. Just the areas.
Race theory.
Okay.
Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery has cleared up. All that's left to do is verbalize your thoughts. Go and talk to Measurehead about your newly found insights.
The mystery is mostly aesthetic. Perfect. Let's go do that. Correct mode taxi. Oh, do I have? Seven. Okay, let's use them. Encyclopedia is high. Conceptualization is high. Visual calculus. Construct crime scene. I really like this one. I'm gonna pick that up. Now these here. Perception. Oh. Oh wait. 7 tells me how many I have here. How many skill points do I have? I only had one. Looks like it. Okay. I do want this one. Suggestion? Suggestion might be nice. I do want more psych. Physics I don't really care about. Or physique, I should say. I don't care about physics either. Motorists are decent. Yeah, I think I build some of this psyche. Stuff together, keep your morale up. Punches and gut feeling. Empathy. I don't really want to intimidate. I don't want to be that kind of cop. Understand pop culture. Suggestion, empathy, volition, inland. Okay, so those are the 4 we'll work on. I'm going to work the 1, and I'm actually going to go 1 and 2. Suggestion has 0, so I'm going to go. Okay. Step. I still have that plastic bag. Oh, can I pick that up? Yes. Oh, was that a bottle or was that medicine? Oh, probably another bottle. That up? Yes! Okay, this glass tear. Cool. I am collecting bottles and cans, cleaning up the streets and making some dough at the same time. Alright, we gotta go back and talk to that dude. Measurehead. Yeah. Picking up trash. Picking up trash. Trash. Tim is probably like, what the? Okay. Time is it? Okay, it's been 45 minutes so far. Just about 45. Okay, now you're not letting me run? There we go. Fuck that guy. Excuse me? Pardon? Pardon, pardon, pardon. There he is. Hello, dude.
The unpromising race pupil
Knock him out. No,
returns.
thank you.
And
It's shit. Paradoxically, you plan to super Occidentals your own race history. This racecraft is what rich people want us to do while they get all the money. Yes. I have a comment, but I'm gonna not comment. Shock people with. Yes, we'll go with that.
the rich man has humiliated and emasculated this couple. He can only think in base.
Rich
Okay.
man really fucked him over, Jean.
His rage is already played out.
Okay.
Impotent class warrior. I take pity on you. You clearly want
Class
to
will
enter
rise
the
and
harbor
skip blood, and you and your rich boy
like a
master will
little
drown in
boy
it.
who wants to go
Oh my
potty.
gosh. That's all I wanted.
Very well. You may enter the door. 1.
Finally. Let's go.
Hey. You're a big dude.
The unpromising race pupil return.
Unpromising race people. I don't give a fuck. Come on. Down the stairs. Clicky, clicky. Oh, oh. Oh. Is this the door he was stealing? Oh, maybe it's down here. Okay, I have no idea. Alright, let's go back to the body. Alright, I'm getting stuck back here. Anything I can pick up? I'd love to pick up some trash to earn some cash. Up trash to earn some cash. Sell it to though. Pay for that window. I also want the book and the game. Bottles.
Can I help you?
Oh, here we
Mine?
go.
No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors, too. They put their trash there, and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Prod at him and find out.
Oh.
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep...
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government.
Yum yum,
Mazov
tell me
is
more. Maybe I
considered
am.
the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
Yes, let's
Was
return
there
to that.
something you wanted?
Need those keys.
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. What thing? What?
By the way, you should...
Bye. Oh, I should have read that. Oh well. Let's go take care of the trash container. I haven't seen a single pry bar. Okay, so Joyce is where I'm supposed to be. And straight. Oh, I see. Um. Oh, I do want to get home. I would like that one. Advanced race theory. Feels like a waste of a spot. But whatever. Got us through. Trash container. Yep.
This trash container with a well-oiled crack. The lock. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
What?
Just the feeling. A warning from some part of you.
I don't give
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Gross. Okay.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too, a white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Yep.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force. Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment.
I could have just left the trash open and then locked it later without realizing what was in it.
The fuck's he on about, kids?
See?
The
Okay.
lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container. You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. Only
No.
in its social sensibility.
I don't want to take the mug.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Oh.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
I don't
It
know.
is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Oh, shoot. You didn't kill him, did you? No. Must have been cramping my style.
Boring. Try dangerous. You should do a thorough inventory of that. Be sure some has not fallen into the hands of the RCM's enemies, organized crime or worse. Official notes sometimes contain informants' names, even undercover operatives. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
I
The
lock
trash
it?
container stand.
My clipboard. Okay. Can I look at it? Interact. Broken-eared bug somehow made its way into the whirling in rags dumpster. It depicts a person of iron scent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers. Buck too minded. It seems to knock off some antique. Why do I have it? Full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. Correct.
It's
Ledger
the
you
ledger you
found.
found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. There's
Gross.
a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper. Desperately sticking to... It's a metaphor. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us.
That's the
They're
white
not
paper.
exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51.
Like
this
2
year.
months?
The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. What do you mean? Is that all? Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Okay.
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder feat. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close. There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Oh,
The tasks
in
you've
the pen Lena
completed
gave me.
flow out
Yeah.
of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
No, actually. Any ideas?
Freezer at home in the setting in the sun. On a stick. The Hanged Man.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted
Okay,
this out.
cool. Ooh, new skill point. That's it?
Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular. It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one
The man with the
with the
hole in
hole
his
in
head.
his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that. I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident. Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Like a fan
Aw.
of girls, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible. The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Oh, logic. Can I files now?
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the next world mural. Why, yes, your precinct number is 41. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to
Oh,
say HDB are your initials.
I think what you meant to say was RAC.
That is improbable.
Okay.
It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Okay, I can
Not
revisit
much
this.
has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Okay, I think in the next episode we're gonna go through these case files. I'm gonna wrap up for now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next one.